weather outside is not that cold, and if you take my hand, I'll walk with you to Georgia.
People have definitely called you Chase Wright before, for sure.
No, they've definitely called me Chris, like at like shows. Like they'll be like these, whatever. We'll just start it. This is all podcasts. I'm telling you, I've planned your whole show.
You know what? I'm just gonna keep this. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Country with Celine. I'm your host, Celine Schmarky, and on today's show, we're bringing back Chase Wright.
Pouring that gas, striking that match, and setting this bed on fire. Shutting those blinds, hitting rewind, and going bending wild. I can kiss you once, forget the past. Act like this time's gonna last. And I could and I would let you walk back through that door, but I don't wanna hurt no more, no more, no more.
Chase, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
I'm glad that you're back on the show. I mean, I feel like you're one of the only ones that I've chatted with multiple times on Country
Nice.
with Celine. We've done the podcast. We've done, I think, 2 lives. We've also hopped on the Dirt Road Country and Me, our Country to Country show as well. So I'm like, we're friends at this point now. So it's great to have
Yeah,
you.
no, I feel like you're, I don't know if it was a podcast or live or what, but like back, it had to have been like 3 years ago or something, like 2020 when I first got on here or something like that. It feels like it was a long time ago, right? When I first started getting going, but it was just such like a natural and fun conversation. So I feel like we just keep coming back. And now I feel like we've chatted over the course of like 3 years. This is like just a couple friends having a chat at this point.
Seriously. I know next time we do this, we should just have like a glass of wine or some beer with us.
Oh my gosh, no, definitely. No, so I just did sober January. And so just try to start off the year with a little bit of a healthier note. And so did that, was really proud of myself. And since then I feel like it's curbed a lot of drinking habits, but you know, I like love a nice glass of like whiskey or something or wine. I feel like the first day after I got done, it was like a sampler of everything I'd been missing the last 30 days.
You know what? Actually, speaking of sober January, I never actually understood that. Like, I get it, you don't drink for all of January, but are these for people that actually drink a lot? Like, do you drink a lot? Is that why you wanted to do so?
No, I didn't like do that. No, I just like I wanted to sort of challenge myself and like do something like healthier, and been going through a lot of stuff in my personal life recently, and I was like, I think it's just healthier if I just don't drink during this period. And it's like, and it was like fine. I don't really drink much anyways, you know, it was just more like a casual like glass with dinner, a glass with this, whatever. And it's like, but you know, I was like, I'm just gonna try to challenge myself and do something a little bit healthier, start the year off with just like some discipline, you know, and just you know, I think it was more for like the health benefits of it. I was just gonna see like, you know, like really focus on like working out and like that sort of thing. And it's such an easy thing to cut that I feel like would make a big difference in somebody's health, you know?
I feel like in Nashville too, like especially as artists, when you guys go out well, I don't know about you anymore, but we'll touch on that in a bit. But I will say most people are always going out and like meeting up with people, going to some shows. And so it's just, you just grab a glass of whiskey, glass of a high noon.
Beer or whatever. You feel like obligated to drink because you're in this, you're the
Yeah,
setting.
like a social drinker, just a social
Yeah.
drinker because
Yeah.
of the environment, right? But
Yeah.
that's good
Yeah.
that
I
you
would, I
cut it out.
guess so. Yeah.
It's good that you cut it out. And so working out, is that something that you're doing now? Yeah.
Yeah. Now. Yeah. I've never done it before now, but I just I just picked it up. No. Yeah. I mean, it's like something that I've like always done, but I feel like in the last year or so, I've been a lot more consistent with it. I, I would go, you know, a couple times. Because I was a college athlete, and so I feel like that was just like something I did. It was like I worked out all the time. And then when I got out of college, I was kind of burnt out. So I went like 3 to 4 times a week. And now I'm on the 5 days a week, take the weekends off, but I go Monday through Friday in the morning, first thing, so nothing gets in the way. Because I used to push it to like at 3 p.m. and then I would just like start doing stuff and just not go. And
Yeah.
so I've just been a lot more consistent about it and starting my day off with it, which at the beginning sucked. But like now it's like I absolutely love it because there's nothing getting in the way of that. You get your day started off right. You get home, you're like energized for the rest of the day. And so, but also I feel like I like mentioned the health benefits of not drinking, right? But also like one thing I noticed is the more shows I play, the more unflattering angles people take photos and videos of. You know, think about it. You're just like up there, the lights are like shining down on top of you.
Um,
People are underneath, like below you, and it's just like gut, right? So anything to curve that, it's like I used to think when I started playing shows, you know, this time last year, I was like, I'm in pretty good shape. Then you start seeing some of these photos people are posting, you're like, I think I got a little bit of work to do.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, being up close to the stage, people are snapping photos like right underneath. So
And
it's
like you're not like flexed up. You're not like, you know, because it's like if I'm gonna take a like photo, like if I'm posing for a picture, you're gonna get in a, like a nice posture and you're gonna, you know, it's like I'll be like singing and my stomach's like out because I'm doing one of these, and it's like it just does it's not a flattering angle. So anything I can do to sort of curve that like mental anguish of seeing you know, a belly right in front of somebody or on like somebody's Instagram story. You know, that was also another like factor to it too.
that's too funny. I think I gotta go on a deep dive and check out all your tagged photos now and try to find these
It
photos.
was so like I you know I like still kind of am on this kick. I would wear like a ribbed like tank top like super tight, and then I'd put like a flowy shirt over it. You
Okay.
know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a you know like a but whatever. I wear it quite often, and it was like sort of my thing last year, and I might wear it you know sometimes this year too. Um but like with those like tight tank tops, it was just like there was it was some pretty gnarly photos I'd see after shows, and I was like maybe I won't do this outfit again.
That's hilarious. Oh my God, no, I gotta find that. But that happens. Even with me working as an in-arena host, I'm always talking all the time on the microphone. And that's when like our photographer takes pictures. So I'm like mid talking and my face is like so
You're like
distorted.
blinking and mouth wide open.
Yeah, I'm like, why can't he take photos of me when I'm like after I finish talking, when I'm smiling or like
You're
right
laughing with
before?
somebody or
Yeah, like
yeah.
it's like they always get you like when you least expect it and you're just it's not flattering. And then those photos go around and you're just like, great, great. But
Oh
speaking
my
of the
gosh.
gym, what do you
Yeah.
like most? What do you like working out most? Legs?
Oh yeah, legs, definitely. Like I love leg day. No, absolutely not. One thing I will tell you though, it's like I feel like we've like talked about this recently about how I I like hate legs, right? But when I was in college and leading up to college, maybe like my senior year of high school, and then all throughout college, I did legs like 3 to 4 times a week. Like it was like a thing because of running, like sprinting, you had to be like your lower body had to be like jacked. And so I would be doing
Wait,
legs like
pause,
3 times a
pause.
week.
Hold on, hold on. Your lower body had to be jacked when you were a runner. I thought you couldn't like you're supposed to just be very thin. Like I
If
thought
you're a distance runner, yeah.
if you're a long distance runner.
Yeah, yeah, because you want to be like super light and fly. You like you would be more beneficial doing like yoga as a distance runner than you would be lifting, right? But
Okay.
like as a sprinter, like you like want to be lean, you want to be light, like to a degree. But like because like the more you weigh, the more you got to push down the track, right? The more weight you're carrying, you're not gonna be as fast. But also like you have to be like kind of jacked, like, and even upper body too, because your arms create that like momentum also. And so, like, I would do leg workouts, yeah, like 3 days a week, do upper body twice a week. So it'd be like Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be legs, and Tuesday, Thursday it would be like, you know, chest and back. And I was like, it, you know, and it's so like when I got done with that, I didn't want to touch a squat rack. I didn't want to touch a deadlift, nothing, you know, I was tired. My knees hurt, my ankles hurt.
That's
But
hilarious. Well,
you
that's
know, so I'm more of like an upper. I like went from a point in my life where it's like I want to be strong. I want to be able to lift a lot because
Mhm.
that's it benefits me to run faster. And now I'm like, I just want to look like I can lift a lot. I don't care what weight I'm pushing.
Do you still run? Like, do you ever just wake up in the morning and instead of go to the gym, you just go for a run?
Well, I used to, and since college, I did like more distance running, like distance. I say distance, like a couple miles, because sprinting is just like not sustainable. Like when I first got out of college, I would do sprint workouts still because that's kind of all that I knew. But then after, it's just like it tears your body up like terribly. Like my knees and my ankles were like toast. My knees specifically were toast. And so like I started to do some distance stuff, but I don't do it as much as I probably should. It's hard now having a child too, because like before I could just wake up and go on a like run, just walk out the front door and go. And it's like now I've got to take him with me or drop him off at like a babysitter. It's like a whole process now. It isn't just like I can just go outside and run.
Strap
So
them on your
thankfully
back.
the gym that right. I could. Well, they have like those jogging strollers. So I could like.
There you go.
Thankfully the gym that I go to has a like daycare part of it, so like I can just take him every day, and it's easy. But I don't do as much cardio as I probably should. I get my cardio when I play like shows and stuff. So.
Yeah, that's a lot of cardio. You're like running around on the stage,
Oh
jumping
my
here
gosh, my
and there, singing. Like that takes a lot out of you.
don't
We
even get
just
me
saw Usher
started
at
about.
the Super Bowl. Like he was sweating buckets at the end of his performance.
Oh my gosh. No, and like I was about to say, don't even get me started on like the middle of July in Houston, Texas concerts that are 120 degrees
Oh
on
my
freaking stage. It's like we had a couple, I'd say probably 5 to 10 shows this past year where like the on-stage temperature was like 120. Like, and we use a laptop to play a lot of our backing tracks,
Yeah.
and like the laptop just overheated in like the first 5 minutes, and we had to like scramble like mid-show. It was terrible. I mean, and not to mention that we're like, we come off stage after playing for like 45 minutes and we're like legitimately about to die. Like we played for 45 minutes. Our entire outfit is just like we jumped in a pool. Like we can't even stand up because we are just so tired.
I
It's
can't even
it's
imagine
it's hard.
performing in Texas in that heat.
It
No.
was Texas. I think that so the hottest show that I feel like I had was in Houston, Texas was a really hot one, but it was it was somewhere in Illinois. It was like in the middle of July, and it was in Illinois, and it was, I mean, I can't even fathom how hot it was. And I think it's because the wind was like behind us, so the stage was blocking it. I don't really know what it was. Just stagnant heat of just like the hottest experience. I don't even know. It was absolutely awful though. And we had another one in Colorado too that everything just like overheated and stopped. And I mean, it's like tough, man. It's like at this level, being a touring artist is like very hard because we don't have a bus, we don't have private jets, we don't, we're out here like flights at 5 a.m., sleeping for 2 hours a night. Like it's tough.
Sounds glamorous.
It not even the slightly. Like, I mean, we will, I was running through like our touring schedule. We have like a week in the summer that's like pretty terrible. We got two great offers to play really quality shows, but they're on like opposite ends of the like country. And so we have like a show in like, I'm just making up, I don't even know where these are, but like Oklahoma, and then like the next day's in like Connecticut. And it's like
See, wait, you're making it seem like I know where those states are. I got no idea where those states are because I'm so bad
It's
with
it's
geography.
it's like
Is it
middle
far?
of the country to east
Okay.
coast, right? It's like not even close. It's a 4 hour plane ride, right? And it's like, but getting just like logistically getting from one show to the next is like I like at most we get 3 hours of sleep at most.
Hey, but you enjoy it, so that's all that matters.
It is. I can't complain about the job itself. It's just funny how like people don't even understand like how like it is hard.
It's okay. One day you're gonna have a plane. You're gonna be like Taylor.
Oh, we're gonna have a bus. We're gonna be whipping that bad boy. We're gonna,
Exactly.
you can just drive me out to sleep in the back. Yeah, but now
Exactly.
here we are.
Well, maybe even a tour bus too. Eventually, you can always grab. That
Oh
would be
no,
so
no, definitely,
fun.
definitely.
Yeah, that'd be so sick. Well, tell me about your upcoming summer then. Like, what else do you have planned this year? Like, how many shows do you have?
Yeah, so we're hoping to get like the main tour going in the fall, and so just sort of trying to get a bunch of new music together and stuff before then. And so it's like this first half of the year um we have some shows popping up in the summer, just like some fairs and festival type stuff, like nothing super consistent or no headlining tour or anything like that in the like spring and summer. Just a bunch of one-offs all over the place. Like I got my first shows of the year this weekend in Pennsylvania, and so just sort of like sporadically throughout the first half of the year. But we're looking to really kind of pack the second half of the year around a bunch of new music, which I'm fired up about. And so that'll be really really fun and cool, and I'm excited to play some new songs out on the road. I feel like I've been playing a lot of these songs for years now,
Mhm.
and so I'm gonna be really, it's good. It's gonna be really nice to get revamp the whole set list and revamp the show. And because right now we're kind of doing like a mix of last year's show and just like shoving new songs as we get them. And it's like towards the end of the year, like I'm gonna be able to revamp the whole thing and have a whole brand new show, which is gonna be really really fun.
That's going to be exciting. Well, speaking of new music, I was going to touch on that. So you released Off to the Races uh,
Yeah.
to start this year. So what else can we expect from Chase Wright this year? How many
Yeah.
songs are you going to be releasing? Are we working towards an album?
Yeah. Yeah. So definitely working towards a record. And we put out a song, Who I Want to Be, earlier this year. And then I think it was earlier that I get them all mixed up
I
of
think
when
it
they
was
came out. I don't know
last.
if it came out last year or
I think you did
maybe
put that song out last year.
maybe it was, yeah, maybe it was right. I'm trying to think if it was like in December or something, or
I'll tell
it
you.
was,
I'll tell you. Hold on.
it
Let me
like
see if
was this,
I'm
it
right.
was, it was December, right?
Wait, it was, yeah, 2023 December. I was right.
Okay, okay.
You didn't even know when
So
you released your own.
so yeah, okay. So we like put out Who I Want to Be at the end of last year, and then Off to the Races. And then we got, another song coming out in a couple weeks, and then another song like a couple months after that, a couple months after that, record at the end of the year. So a lot of great stuff coming, but it takes a lot of time and energy to sort of plan all that out and get everything lined up to where it comes out seamlessly. And so that's sort of where our focus is pointed now. And then as that stuff starts to roll out and we've got that stuff under control, then really start playing some shows.
How about collaborations? Because I remember when you released Intertwine, like your album, the
Yeah.
song Intertwine, you featured Delaney James, who's from
Yeah.
Toronto.
I was
So,
gonna say Canadian artist, huh?
Canadian artist, yes, Delaney James. So, do we have any collaborations this year?
Uh, Not as of yet, which is an issue. I feel like I like wanted some, but we were kind of in a time crunch, and it was last year was my first year touring, so trying to manage writing songs and planning for a record, the following year, which is this year, and like it was a lot to manage. It was like everything at once, and it's like being gone all the time for shows and all that stuff was like, so it was a lot to learn, and like I learned a lot from that situation. And we kind of like really rushed to write and record all the songs that are going to be on this next project. There's some really great stuff, and I'm really excited how everything turned out. But like it didn't the time period in which we had to like record the music, it didn't leave us any time to like get collaborators. And so like I'm kind of I kind of really want a duet. And I was talking to some of my artist friends about maybe doing a duet, but it's like it takes so long to get those things finalized, and especially if somebody has a record deal, it like just adds to it, and they probably wouldn't um if they have anything else going on. And so there's just a lot. It's like in a perfect world I would have a duet on the record because I feel like there's a lot of value in that. And but if it doesn't happen, nothing I can do about it.
Well, if you could pick anybody, like anybody, to do a duet with, who would it be?
Anybody?
Anybody.
That's like tough. There's like so many people I would do a duet with if it's anybody. I think the most like realistic, cool situation for me would be like a song like remixed by uh like a successful EDM DJ.
Okay.
Like I
That's
think
cool.
because I have a song specifically that's coming out that I think would really like turn into an EDM song well. It isn't that yet. It's like just a country song, like got a full band, like high energy, but I feel like it has the components and the melodies to like really be a dope like EDM song if like remixed. And I was like, that'd be such a cool thing to like have like a Steve Aoki or somebody like that like remix a song. Um, and that could be like the duet. It doesn't have to be like a singing partner. It could just be like a collaboration, like that. And I think it would attract a whole new audience. And so that would be like a realistic. Oh, well, I don't know how realistic, but that's like if I could choose who to collaborate with or what the collaboration looks like, I think it would be something sort of like that.
No, that can happen. I've seen already so many like country songs kind of get intertwined with like EDM. I have so many friends too that like are doing that. I've heard like their country stuff, but I've also heard it remixed and it sounds so
Yeah,
good. Even with hip hop too, there's so many songs that are country songs, but they're like turning into like hip hop songs too.
100%, 100%. I think Tate McRae is such a great you know artist, and she will write
Wait,
like
wait, wait. Who did you say?
Tate McRae.
Tate. Okay, I thought you said Teddy McRae. I'm like,
Oh,
does he
Tate
know?
McRae. She's Canadian too, huh?
Yeah, she's from Calgary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So she's like one of my favorite artists, like period. And she is such a phenomenal writer, but she writes country songs. She's a like country music fan. She writes country songs. She just produces them in a different way. sings them in a different way. Obviously now she's into the whole dance tracks and stuff, which is great. But it's like at her root, if you could give her a choice of what she wanted to do, I'm sure she would just sit down at a piano and sing you a bunch of ballads, you know.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's like
on
phenomenal.
on YouTube, that's how like she started. She started really.
Yeah, I've been a fan of her forever. Actually, it's funny. My son, I have like a stack of records over there, and one of them is a like small record that she did for You Broke Me First. And I bought it like years ago because I was such a fan of hers that he just ripped it off the shelf the other day, but it's sitting up there. It's like I've been an OG Tate McRae fan.
That I've never heard, honestly, I've never heard anybody say they've been an OG Tate McRae fan.
Hang on, I gotta show you this now. I gotta show you this.
Okay. Okay.
He took it off the shelf and threw it on the ground. But I had to pick it up because I didn't want it to get like damaged. Look at that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we need a Chase Wright and Tate McRae collab.
Oh, I would lose my mind. You wouldn't know what wouldn't even know what to like do with myself. She is like freaking so good.
I feel like there's a very good possibility of making that happen.
One day. I
Yeah.
feel like, you know, and I think what like helps is like she's genuinely a country music fan, you
Well,
know?
of course,
And
from
so,
Alberta. Everyone in
so
Alberta
who
loves
knows, dude?
music.
Who knows? Maybe one day, you know, she'll be just as much a fan of my music as I am of hers, and we can go create a what is she has like the #1 song in the world right now.
Well, which one? Greedy?
Really?
There's
Yeah.
Greedy. Then she has her song called Exes. Exes is a banger. That is a banger. She has so many good ones. I still love You Broke Me First though. That song is still top
So
tier.
I did a cover of that on YouTube a couple years ago, and it like kind of popped off.
Did it? I gotta go back and look.
Yeah, it's like old. It's old. I filmed it in my old living room. Like my roommate was filming it, and I edited the whole thing on my little iMovie, and
Oh,
the
well,
the whole home project.
you're really good at making videos yourself because that's just you doing everything on your TikToks and your socials.
Yeah, I was just filming stuff before we got
Pardon?
on here for the new song, the brand new one. Comes out in a couple weeks. Yeah, I was filming some content because we have a meeting about it tomorrow, and I wanted to sort of toss out a couple ideas for different styles of videos and stuff. And so I was I have to film some more, but I did a couple videos before I got on here. You know, it's just a one-man show. I got my whole setup over here. This is my little camera that films all the TikToks, and I put the mic on here because I was talking in one of them. Typically, I don't even have that, but yeah.
Okay,
Like
wait.
all in.
I have to ask because I've seen so many of your videos. How do you get in character? Because like the way you're like singing your songs, you're so into it. Like
Go into it, right?
you're so into
Like,
it. I'm like what are you like telling? How are you doing that?
yeah, it's like funny because so I just filmed a music video this past week for the new song, and it's a very sad song, very sad song. And in it, like we have an actor, and the actor he's so great, and he was like crying during it, and it's like a whole thing. Like it's so, and so my performance piece, I sort of had to like fit that same role of like this is a very sad song, and like I don't even know. Like I just like am able to just to feel it. And the guy that was like directing the video, he was like, man, every time we work together, like you're able to like really sell it, really feel it. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think it's the fact that I filmed so many freaking like TikToks and Instagram reels, dude. Because I'm like, I have to sit there and like really like sell it. And now
Yeah.
I just got comfortable doing it. It's like an actor doing anything, you know? And it's like, I don't consider myself an actor per se, but it's like, I think just the repetition of filming all these TikToks and all these Instagram reels, now I can just sit down and like really get into the like emotion of a song and like sell it.
Well, yeah, you sell them really good. You could even be an actor if you want to ever take that up.
You know, I just really just need to just keep doing these music videos and just keep getting better. And then I won't even need actors. I'll just be the actor.
Exactly. You don't need actors at all. You can just do it.
Yeah, I'll just do it all. No, it's just like funny because I don't really work at it per se. I just do it so often that I feel like I just become comfortable in front of a camera like doing that.
But when
And
you do these videos, when you're like out in the field doing these videos, are cars driving by you and just seeing
oh
you?
yeah. Oh yeah, people will be looking, and sometimes I'll even get people behind the camera being like, you know, it's just I don't really care. I'm out here. I gotta like hustle, you know, I gotta get these videos out. It's the only thing that keeps things rolling, you know? And so I used to have a lot of like, I used to get like shy about it. And now I'm just like, whatever. It just is, it's just part of the like situation, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just something you gotta do. And I feel like I've done it now for so long. It's just something that I've like really streamlined the process. Like it takes me like no time at all to do it, which is nice. You know, it'll be like 5 minutes from start to finish. When I turn the camera on to when the video is posted, it's like 5 minutes, which is so nice.
Efficient,
And
very efficient.
I've just lost all like shame in it. People see me, they make fun of it. I don't really care. I've gotten bullied my whole life for different things. I don't really care anymore. You know, it's just is what it is.
Okay, that's sad. But I think that just comes with the job description now too, especially in the day and age that we're living in. Social media is so big, so
Yeah.
everybody is posting videos, making videos. Like the amount of times I'll be walking down the street and downtown, especially, you'll see like phones just on ledges, and like people are just doing something in the front. It's like,
Yeah.
cool, you
It's
do you,
definitely,
you do you. Like it's
yeah,
just.
Nashville's the worst, man. People just come here and are just TikToking away in the middle of Broadway.
Oh yeah, well it's Broadway. I mean, I
Yeah.
why?
Oh, yeah, we get Celine in a cowgirl hat, and her she breaks out her boots for the first time since Boots and Hearts, and gets down there. And
Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what happened. When's the last time you've been to Broadway?
what was that?
When was the last time you've been to Broadway?
Oh my gosh, the last time, it's been a long time, to be honest. I'm
Wow.
trying to think of what the last time could have been. Like, oh man, I mean, it's been a long time. I can't even like, I really can't think of the last time I went to Broadway. It would had to have been like well over a year ago,
Oh wow.
maybe about a year ago. And it's just like always to celebrate something. It's I don't ever go just to like go now. It's like to go to what like for I like would go for a reason, and I don't go seriously anymore. Where before I'd be like, oh my gosh, let's go to Broadway. It's so fun, right? And now I'm like too like grown. It's like we're gonna go to Broadway, sort of out of like irony, you know, like you don't
Well,
go
Broadway's a very touristy place nowadays too, and I feel like lots of
100%.
people don't really go there anymore. Like you'd rather just hang out, go somewhere local.
I'm so lame. I would rather like not leave my house. I would rather not
For
leave my
that.
house than go to Broadway. Like literally, I think I would have to be like seriously guilt tripped or paid to go spend a weekend on Broadway. It's like that unappealing to me now.
Okay, well it is expensive too, so
Oh my gosh. Like that's like a whole nother thing too. It's like you get a beer and it's like, okay, that'll be $12. You're like, what?
yeah,
I
no.
got I got three like when I was like I think I was like 22. I got three like well tequila shots, like the bottom of the barrel tequila shots on Broadway. And I mean, I have probably had $200 in my bank account, period. And I was like, oh, I'll take three shots. It was like 40 something dollars.
And that's American too. So like for us Canadians to come
Oh,
down,
Canadian, that'd have been 60. That'd been 60 bucks.
and
Like that, like
like
it's terrible. Yeah, Canadian is like always, which that's like a whole other thing.
yeah, it's expensive to come down. I think Nashville has become because I know bachelorettes and bachelors like always go to Vegas, but they used to go to Nashville a lot too. But now Nashville has become just as expensive as Vegas. And it's like,
I feel like it's way cooler. I think I've been to Vegas for a bachelor party, and it's its own vibe. You know, it's like you can if you're like the group of guys that I went with like just lived at the like blackjack table, and we went and golfed, and it was like that was like fun. You
mm,
know, it's like if that's what you're looking to do, that's fine. But I feel like girls like Nashville's got to be like a haven for you. Like you've got to just like love it. You know.
fair. Yes, yes, lots of girls would love to go to Nashville for their bachelorette. I don't think I'd ever go to Nashville for my bachelorette. I would have done that in the past if I wasn't so like there, I guess, quite often.
Yeah.
And like, I don't consider myself one of those like tourists anymore, if that makes sense. Like those
Yeah.
like country music fiends, like just like that. Like I don't consider myself. I love country music, but
Yeah. Yeah.
not like that anymore. You know?
Yeah, when you came for the first time, and I'm sure it was like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing ever. And then like you come a second time and a third time, and you're like, this is still fun, but it's just the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it is the exact same thing. And I like
It's
hanging
like
out
when you're
with
in
more of
college.
the
You're in like college, and you go to all these like frat parties or themed parties that they have throughout the years, and you're like, your freshman year, you're like, this is the coolest thing ever. And sophomore year, it's like, this is really cool. It's kind of the same thing. Junior year, it's like, I've done this before. I'm done. I got one.
Oh no, what's
all
yours?
this talk about all this talk about Broadway bars got me thinking of yesterday when we were actually supposed to do this podcast interview, but our lovely, responsible, professional host texts me in the morning and says, "Can we move this to tomorrow? Because I went to a country bar yesterday or last night, and I'm not feeling well today."
He's not wrong, folks. He's not wrong.
Man,
But you
country with
know,
Celine was getting a
I,
little too into the craft.
but
Country with country
well,
with Celine had to just go. She was like, "Hang on, I have a country interview tomorrow. Let me go partake."
but it paid off because I got
She,
this.
she loved the country bar so much that she had to bring back merch.
The Roxy. Shout out to the Roxy.
Shout out to the Roxy's. No free plugs. No free plugs.
I gotta wear that.
Sponsoring today's episode of Country with Celine is the wonderful country bar, the Roxy.
Yes.
They must have
Actually,
some pretty tasty drinks.
lots of tasty tequila drinks.
That's not even possible to have a tasty tequila drink.
Lots of Coronas.
I'm glad you're feeling better today though, and we can make this thing work.
We're alive and well. We're alive and well.
I did tell her. She was like, "So what time tomorrow?" I was like, "Listen, I'll do whatever time. Just promise me you don't make a trip to the country bar tonight."
Chase, take a guess as to what time I went home. I went to bed last night.
Last night, well, I
What time
mean,
I went to bed?
I would say probably like before 10 p.m.
Passed out at 9.
Oh my gosh. Wow, it was just like you're like still feeling the like you were just needed to recover a bit from the previous evening's
Oh, yeah.
charades.
Long nights, long nights. I literally got back to Vancouver on Saturday morning. So the night before, so Friday night, I went out with my mom. We went out for her birthday. I had to be up by 5 a.m. the next day to be at the airport. We got home at 1. So I had 5 hours of sleep. That was the Friday going to Saturday. Saturday came. I went to work. After work, I'm like, you know what? I'm hungry. Let's go out. So we all ended up going to a bar. So I went to this bar. And we had a good time at this bar, and we all were hanging out until like 3:30 in the morning. So then I got back to my place at 4 in the morning, and I woke up at what time did I wake up at? I think 9, probably, or maybe a bit earlier than that. I don't think I stepped in that late. So there's another couple hours, and then the night before, like the night after that, on Sunday night, we went out again, stayed out all night, got home at what time did we get home at? Maybe 2:30. And again, same thing. Woke up at 7 the next day, had no hours of
And
sleep.
you are just young and alive. I would have already been hospitalized or probably dead if I had that lineup of days. I am I went I mean, I can't even think of the last time I stayed up that late for anything.
You don't want to stay up that late. It's fun
Terrible.
in the moment, but the next day you feel like what I felt, which was crappy.
Yeah, you
But
know, hey, but you're lucky that, we are friends at this point, and if there's anybody to do that to, I'm pretty easygoing.
exactly.
Pretty
Thank
pretty
God. If this was like a Luke Combs, Luke Bryan interview, I would have suffered through that. But
would have no, you would have just simply been like, friends, I can't. Which
right.
you know what? Which makes me understand where you rank me on this priority list, you know? Hey, it's fine though. It's fine. I'm
Okay,
not like
you're in with the close friends now. So like I don't consider you just an artist.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now
So, oh, wow, flattering. I should feel flattered that you canceled on me. I should feel flattered.
you should be flattered. You should be flattered because see, like, because we're friends. I would cancel on a friend and they'd be fine. It's chill. But if we weren't
Right.
friends, I would cancel on you.
You're right.
So
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
be flattered.
Well, listen, we like did it, and I think today's episode. Today's talk was great. I feel like they're getting better and better as we both like evolve and grow. I feel like they're just getting better and better and better. We should, at some point, we need to go and react to the first time we talked, because it had to be just
So
we
formal.
had to be just wildly awkward.
You know what? Okay, none of my interviews are ever formal, but that interview was probably a lot more structured than this. This kind of just took a
100%. You probably had a list of 20 questions, and you're like, so where are you from? And what's your favorite thing to do in your free time?
Yep, that's
One
exactly.
food to eat forever. What would that be?
I think I touched on what are your musical influences, and
Oh,
probably
what are my musical influences?
I definitely touched on that one.
Man,
Yeah.
this is way better. Just cut the BS, have a conversation. We can talk about, things coming up and fun things and all that stuff. But we're just hanging.
And see, and people get to know you for your personality, not just
That's
like
what I,
formal.
that's what I love about podcasts. I feel like I just want to get on more podcasts. I don't love the structured stuff, because I feel like you can get that in anything. But I
Yeah.
feel like just hanging out, that's what I love about podcasts for sure.
Yeah, podcasts are a lot more relaxed and a lot more chill than you can say anything realistically. Like there's no something
Well, I
that
don't know about anything. I could get you in a little bit of trouble.
okay, but you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah, I
can
know.
bring
I
it
know.
to the
You could
podcast.
talk about whatever, and it's like a very long form. It doesn't have to be super structured and concise, and yeah.
Yeah, and podcasts are all pre-recorded too. Well, I don't know of any that are actually live. There probably are some, but most of them are pre-recorded. So if you say anything too, it just gets cut. But if you were on live TV and you said something, you're done.
Host.
Yeah, you're toast. But anyways, Chase, lovely chat.
Anyways, is there anything else we need to touch on in this
I feel like we kind of touched on
highly electric interview?
we touched on a lot of stuff today. We touched on a lot of stuff. But yeah, thanks for hopping back on. Country with Celine. Lovely to catch up with you, Chase.
Lovely to catch up. We'll have to catch up again at second half of the year, see how things are going. Got a record coming towards the end of the year at some point, so we got to catch up around that time and just get the people going on this new project. Got a lot of great songs in there I'm really excited about, and so yeah, fired up about that.
Perfect. Well, you also have to figure out how you're going to play a show across the border.
What's funny is I don't have anything going on there as of yet, but we did have like we almost played a show there, I think last year, the year before. It was like this crazy, like, can you be in Canada in like 2 days and play a show? And I'm like, maybe, like, let me see. And then one of my guitar player didn't have a passport at the time, so we couldn't do it.
Shoot.
Sad day.
So where were you supposed to perform then?
I don't even know. It was such like a one artist couldn't do it. Getting across the Canadian border, like in a tour bus, I think this artist was in a tour bus. It gets like sketch. They just turn people around for like fun, I feel like. And so like artists get turned away all the time. I think like last year, like Sam Hunt got turned away at Boots and Hearts, or maybe it was the year before that. And like Zach Brown Band, the same situation. And it's like, there's like so many times. And I think that one of these situations, the artist just couldn't make it into the country. And so they're like, we need somebody last second. And then I was like, well, we don't even have passports. So
That would have been cool if you could have like came across the border.
yeah, no, it was gonna be great. It was gonna be great. And we were, fired up about it. But now I was like, okay, guys, we learned from this. Everybody's getting a passport and we're gonna be ready to go.
You need a passport. You need a passport.
Period. Yeah.
That's it. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, we'll definitely chat again before the end of the year and catch up. So thanks again, Chase.
Absolutely. See y'all.
I bet you even need up with every drink that you down. I bet you I've been the talk of your girls' night out. Bet you let down your head, turn every head in the